Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Tonight's topic is going to be embracing your emotions. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So, embracing your emotions, what does that mean? What it means is, when you were in the narcissistic relationship, let's be real, you were like a yo-yo going up and down, and there was no stability to how you were feeling or expressing your emotions. Because one minute it was hot, next minute it was cold, and you didn't know if you were coming or going, or what was up or what was down or what was going on. Your head was in the fog, and you couldn't really embrace your emotions. You couldn't express yourself. There are so many reasons why you couldn't, one of which is, let's be real, the narcissist didn't want to hear about it. Remember, everything is about the narcissist. It can't be about you. So if you show some emotions, like let's say maybe you were crying during a moment, or grieving the loss of a pet or something like that, the narcissist couldn't care less. It's just the way it is. They believe showing emotions, like let's say letting out tears or crying or hugging, emotional intelligence they lack. But the point is, they view these things as a weakness. That's exactly what they do. That's exactly why they're in their own script, just on the loop. They don't understand what it means to connect with an individual. They just don't. So embracing your emotions, post-narcissistic relationship, you need to do this. And if you got discarded or if the relationship ended recently, you really need to do this. And what that means is, maybe you have childhood trauma. Maybe something happened to you when you were younger in life. Maybe something happened to you during the narcissistic relationship or in a different period of time. Maybe it wasn't when you were a child. But you need to embrace these events, these things that happened to you. Process them. Meditate on them. Grieve them. Embrace them. Understand them, forgive them, recognize them, honor them, relish them, cherish them, whatever you need to do. But you need to process these. That's probably one of the reasons why you became involved in a narcissistic relationship, because maybe you didn't heal properly from an event. An example, again, for me, is when I was 16, my mother died. I never processed that. I never grieved properly. I was stoic, and I just thought I could handle everything and take the world on. And that's what I did most of my adult life. Here I am, if you understand what I'm saying. So embracing your emotions. Human beings are emotional. We cry, we laugh, we express ourselves. We do things that other creatures can't do. Other creatures, animals that is, they're animals, and they're one way. That's how they are. They don't do what we do. We're unique, and we need to embrace our emotions. Again, what I'm mentioning, when you were in the narcissistic relationship, or maybe you still are in one, maybe it's a sibling, maybe it's a neighbor or somebody, you can't show your emotions. And another reason why this is because, let's remember, when you post-narcissistic relationship, if you've gone no contact, blocked, deleted, removed flying monkeys, and all people associated with the narcissist, why do you think you're going no contact? That's right. It's not only to better you and to protect you and insulate you, but it's also because you don't want to give the narcissist any emotional response. Anything. Zero. Nothing. Because you did that when you were in the relationship, and where did it get you? That's right. It didn't get you anywhere. It was used against you. You were probably being called weak, or aren't you over that yet? Or it was no big deal. Or in other words, any emotion you expressed in the narcissistic relationship, it was deflected. It was not recognized. It was not embraced. Most likely the narcissist just, again, saw it as a weakness and just said, wow, this one's really, like you have to do that. That's what the narcissist thinks. It's exactly what they think. So for you, post-narcissistic relationship, or maybe you weren't in a narcissistic relationship, maybe you just didn't get to grieve something naturally throughout your course of life. Maybe your parents or somebody just didn't allow that. I'm not saying they were a narcissist. I'm saying that maybe in your family it was unacceptable to show emotion. Now's your time. You need to let it out. If you bottle up your emotions and don't express them throughout life, they build up. And trust me when I say it, they build up, and it's not healthy. Because why? Because something inside of you is consuming you, and it needs to get out. That's exactly why you have emotions. That's why, let's say you play a song on the radio or whatever, you listen to music on these days, and it gets you in a good mood. Why? Because it brings back a memory, and you're emotional. You're like, wow, this is great. I remember when, and that's beautiful. That's what you need to be doing. But it's also, the truth is also the same conversely. If there's something that, like I mentioned previously, if there's something from your childhood or something from years ago that you didn't process properly, you need to do that. You need to embrace what happened. process it, really understand what's going on. And if you do it properly and do it correctly and actually spend time understanding, forgiving whoever it was, like I said, I mentioned about my mother, then this will set you free. It will actually allow you to get unstuck from the past and live in the present moment. And that's what we want. We want you living in the present moment. We want you to embrace your emotions and to just do what you want to do. Picture this one. Classic example. You're in a car. You're on a road trip, just you. So you're driving a couple hours from point A to point B. And again, you put in some song or something that reminds you of a good memory. Well, you start singing at the top of your lungs, right? Because, wow, there's no one around. This is great. I can just be me. Take that exact same thing and do it with everybody. I'm not saying walk down the street, start singing at the top of your lungs, unless you actually are a good singer, then by all means do it. But what I'm saying is, you notice how when you're alone, you can kind of exhale and be yourself, and you can sing in that car just like that. Do the same thing with loved ones and trusted ones around you. If you're in a vulnerable spot and you need to express something, do it. But this is with people you trust and love and that respect you, and in reciprocal relationships. But be vulnerable. Allow yourself to get closer with another individual and allow them to listen to you and give you comfort and recognize what you're going through or what you went through. It's very important. It's actually instrumental that you do this. So when you embrace your emotions, what you're doing is you're freeing yourself from the past. When you were in the narcissistic relationship, you couldn't embrace virtually anything, and you couldn't show emotions, like when you weren't given a gift on your birthday or a holiday, or you made vacation plans and they were blown up, or you were taken for granted, all these things. You couldn't embrace your emotions, emotions and say, hey, what's going on here? Like I did all this work. Like, why don't you recognize what I'm doing? Because it would be met with a rage fit or silent treatment or stonewalling, all of the things the narcissist does. And that's why, because when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you were groomed. You were groomed for days, weeks, months, years, and you learned by them grooming you how to behave and not how to behave for the betterment of them, not for you. But your emotions were one thing that were always put on hold. That's why you were always walking around on eggshells on high alert, because you didn't know what to do. You didn't know how to think or how to behave, because if you behaved this way, the narcissist would say, what are you doing that for? And if you behaved that way, the narcissist would say, why are you doing that? You should be doing this. You see, you can never win in the narcissistic relationship, which is why it's my hope you're out of it, or you're ending it, or it is over. The whole point is you need to be free now, and you need to embrace and express your emotions how you see fit, because they were bottled up for a period of time. Not just in the narcissistic relationship, maybe they were bottled up from childhood trauma or something like that. You really need to understand this message. It's imperative that you do this, because if not now, when? And the only person that can heal you is you. My hope is through my channel and many other channels, and again, thank you very much for being here, that you're getting the education. You're becoming awakened and enlightened and empowered, and you're utilizing the tools that I'm describing to you on this channel on how to move forward, how to get unstuck, how to embrace your emotions, how to be free, and how to put the narcissist in the rearview mirror and you live your best life. Remember, a couple quick things before I close the video out. No is a complete sentence. When you say no to something, you're saying yes to yourself. The next thing is, we don't want to be a people pleaser any longer. We don't want to be a yes person. We don't want to be putting others in front of ourselves. We come first, second, and third. We are the priority. We've always, well, some of us have always put others in front of us virtually our whole lives. We don't do that any longer. We now put our love, our empathy, our respect, our time into ourselves. And when our cup is full, we help others. Others that deserve our attention, others that will respect us, others that will value us, and others that will reciprocate when in fact we need help from them. That's what you do. The next thing is, remember, any relationship in your life, doesn't have to be a narcissistic relationship, but any relationship that doesn't benefit you, cut it out, remove it. Don't explain why you're doing it, just do it. Move forward. Your energy is priceless, your time is extremely valuable, and your life is the most important. So you need to protect yourself, to build boundaries, to maintain them, to grow them, to adhere to them. And expressing your emotions and embracing your emotions are a huge part of it. Because for a period of time, I'm almost certain if you were in a narcissistic relationship, you weren't free to be you. You became an extension of the narcissist, which is exactly why you were being groomed, which is exactly why you behaved the way you did, because you were in the fog, you were manipulated, you didn't know better, now you do. And now with your education that you're receiving from my channel and many others, this is now your superpower. My hope is that you've come through the fire, and or you are coming through the fire, and you are becoming galvanized, and you're understanding my message loud and clear, that you are the priority. And embracing your emotions is a huge part, especially on the healing path. Because what you need to do, if you just got discarded or if the relationship just ended recently, you have work ahead of you, a lot of inner work, a lot of digestion of the narcissistic glossary terms, definitions, and what role they played in your relationship. But you will be emotional. You will have good days, you will have not so good days. Remember, the healing path is not linear. One day you may be really doing great, and the next day maybe you have a setback. It's fine, I understand. Believe me, I've been there. But embracing your emotions is a huge part of the healing path. And I will let you know, on my healing path for the first 5 months, I cried virtually every day for hours upon hours upon hours while I was working during C-19, isolated in my house. The list goes on and on. That's for a different video. I just want to let you know, by crying, by screaming, by doing whatever you do that is not harmful, by the way. You have to do it safely. That's what you do. That's how you let things out. That's how you get all of this pent up and bottled up emotions in your body out, by expressing yourself. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from rainy Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great evening. Stay blessed. Stay true. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand that you are the priority. Embracing your emotions is a huge part, not just on the healing path, but it's instrumental you do this on the healing path. And also post-narcissistic relationship, because now remember, you are the priority. And if you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to scream, scream. Do what you want to do, but you have emotions. You need to use them. They're meant for you to regulate yourself and for you to just be free and do what you want to do. So that's it, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great evening. Remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you more than words can say. Continue to move forward. Continue to believe in yourself, and continue to know that you are on the path. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.